Welcome to my home studio. This is where I practice. Thanks for joining me. 10 minutes to open the shoulders during the holidays. So what you'll need, a yoga strap and a block and maybe a blanket or a towel to sit on. So we'll start out just in a cat and cow, just to move the spine, opening up the back. Inhale, lift the crown of the seat. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the crown, lift the seat. Exhale, round. One more round. Inhaling, lift. The heart moves down toward the floor. The sitting bones lift. The head, the gaze lifts a little bit. So you don't want to strain your neck and lift up too high. Then you're compressing the vertebrae. I'm going to just keep a gaze that keeps some length through the spine. Then you exhale, press down into the hands, big rounding into the upper back. Get as much space across the upper back between the shoulder blades as you can, and then settle back to neutral. Okay, so from here, we're just going to come right down to the elbows and do the same thing, almost a dolphin-like version. Elbows at your shoulder distance. If you're unsure what that is, take your hands, wrap them around the elbows until your fingers are about halfway around. You can feel the fingertips kind of right there at the elbow. And then pivot from the elbow, bring your forearms back to parallel, move the heart toward the floor. Now again, slide the heart forward on your inhale and a slight gaze just up to the fingertips, lifting the sitting bones. Exhale, press the forearms into the floor and round your back. See the difference when you have more foundation fixed on the floor, how deep a stretch you can get between the shoulder blades there. And the heart moves down. See how the heads of the arm bones, they're not really, well they are, they're sliding back into the socket as the heart moves forward and sitting bones lift. So just gentle. Don't try to lift your head too far. And then another big rounding of the back. Come back to neutral. Then we're going to come to seated. So you can sit on that block. You can sit cross-legged if you'd like. So any way you'd like to do it. You can sit in Virasana, like this on your block. Or you can sit on a blanket. Take your strap, fold it in half. Take your hands wide on the strap, and just take the arms up. So just be here for a moment and just see how it feels. You're going to feel some work in the pectorals, feel some opening across the chest a little bit, and then bend your elbows, bringing the strap behind your head. So your head is not accommodating the strap. Your head's staying steadfast, and your strap is moving back. Your arms have to do the work to get the strap back. Tip the elbows forward and the hands back, lift the breastbone a little bit, and just lift your gaze just a smidge. So yes, it's a little bit of a back bend here. And keep breathing. And then release the strap down. Rounding your back, bring your elbows together. Draw your chin towards your chest. Inhale, lift up. Grab a hold of your strap again. Super wide hold on the strap. We're going to take the strap forward and low. Inhale, take the strap up. Exhale and take it all the way back behind you and down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now, you may be all feeling a different sensation of stretch at the pectorals. If that felt like you weren't getting too much, you bring the hands closer together. If you need more, or less, you take your hands wider apart. Now, let's all walk your hands a little bit narrower than they were before. Take the strap back up. Now, with the hands closer together, chances are pretty slim that you'll be able to take the strap as low without bending the elbows, so we're not going to try that. Bend the elbows. Bring the strap back behind your head again. So now with your arms in this position, tip the elbows forward, tip the hands back, And then see if you can bring the bottom of your breastbone down. So your side waistlines slide back. You fill in the back of the kidneys. Try to relax your head. Reach the arms up. Release the pose. So we're going to come down onto the floor and do a variation of Eye of the Needle pose. It sort of looks like Sphinx. Right? So we start out in a Sphinx. Elbows are under the shoulders. Take the left arm forward. Slide the right arm under the left with the back of the palm down. So we slide it forward, over to the side. Lay on that shoulder and then press down into your left hand. Press it forward and slide your right shoulder to the right. Kind of glue yourself to the floor, but try to slide the shoulder back and square your chest to the floor. So you keep pressing forward in the hand that's forward of you. Press forward isometrically and keep drawing the opposite head of the arm bone over to the side. And then we're going to come back to Sphinx and go to the other side. So right hand goes forward, left arm slides underneath. Come down onto the left shoulder. Press the back of the left arm into the floor with some weight. Be on the back of that left shoulder. Press your right hand down and forward and try to hug the left head of the arm bone to the left. Square your chest up to the floor. Press down into the back of your left hand and arm. And release and come back down. Great. Okay. Let's grab hold of your block again. Set the block between your hands. We're going to come into a dolphin pose. So the webbing between the thumb and the index fingers wraps around the edges of the block. Set your elbows right under your shoulders. It's really important before you take yourself up, before you lift your knees to come into the pose, that you move your heart down. So you get a little more integration in the shoulder girdle. Curl your toes under, lift your knees. Press your forearms down and forward and root your heart gently back. So as you exhale, heart reaching back. Maybe you get some length through the calves as well. As you inhale, maybe you come forward a little bit more. And as you exhale, open it back. It's important to keep your foundation through your hands and forearms completely rooted. So mounds of the index fingers are down, the four corners of the palms fully down, all the way down, underside of the wrists down, and all the way up to the elbows, rooted fully on the floor. Set your knees down. Take the block out. Now widen your knees apart and point your toes. We're going to sit back in child's pose, so elbows at your shoulder distance, hands to prayer. Rest your forehead. And with your hands in prayer, take your hands and drop your thumbs back to the base of your neck. Now as you do this, just notice how much stretch you might be feeling along the sides, the undersides of the arms, all the way up into here. Walk your elbows forward a couple of inches and see if you can sit your sitting bones back onto the heels. Drop the forehead to the floor. Take the thumbs back again. Inhaling fills the back of your body. Exhaling sits deeper onto the heels. And root the hands down. Come back up to a seat. Have another seat on your block. Or you can even sit in cross-legged position if you like. Right arm comes up and overhead bend the elbow. Hand to the middle of the upper back. Left hand comes over to take a hold of the right elbow. Draw it back. So trying to get the head of the arm bone vertical. The arm bone vertical, the head of the arm bone back and down in the socket. Maybe if your neck is long enough and your arm bones are short enough, you can press your head back against your arm. And then again, try to drop the bottom of your front ribs down. slide your waistlines back. And then release it. Take your hands behind you into a clasp, lift up through the heads of the arm bones and draw them back. Lift the hands gently away from the low back, tipping the heart out. Exhale and bring it forward. So as you come forward, maybe the forehead touches the floor, the chin tucks a little bit. Use the actions that you know in your shoulders. So you slide the shoulder blades toward the waistline, and then maybe, if it's available to you, the hands begin to lift. If it's not, you take a strap between your hands, give yourself some space, and then you can lift the arms up. And then release the arms down, come back up. Take your left arm up, bend the elbow. Take your right hand to your left elbow. And you're going to hug from the elbow into the shoulder socket, root the head of the arm bone down and back, and then see if you can get your humerus bone a little more vertical. So sitting upright, maybe your head presses into your hand again, or your arms rather. Root the bottom of your sternum down, side waistlines back, and breathe. And then let's release. Take your hands behind you into a clasp again, and take your hands over to the right side of your rib cage. Roll both heads of the arm bones back, and then drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. So getting some stretch at the left side of the neck. And come on out. Take your hands to the other side, the left side of the rib cage. Roll both heads of the arm bones back, sitting tall. Drop your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Come on back to center. Release your arms. Take your hands to a clasp, press your hands forward, and then plug the heads of the arm bones back. Stretch the arms up and overhead, and just see how this feels compared to how you started maybe 10 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago. Exhale, release the arms down, and release. Thanks so much. Hope this helps. Do it any time throughout the holidays where you're starting to feel the weight of the demands of the season. All right, namaste.